Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be doing a summer look, but I thought that I would do a grungy summer look just because here recently Melt had they had a sale going on their website for their anniversary, and they had the holiday palette on sale. I got this bundle for only $38, which I thought was a great deal. So I got the palette and the blush palette for $38, and I was like, I have to feature this on my channel because I think the color story, which here is the color story, I think the color story is just so stunning. And I thought, ooh, I could see myself getting a grungy summer look out of this palette. And even not, it doesn't even have to be a grungy look. There are some brighter pops of color in here that you can really get a good summery look out of. So we're going to do a summer look today. And even the blush palette, here's a look at the blush palette. Even the blush palette has like a nice bright summery blush. I do plan on putting that on my face today. I have already used the blush palette some. So already it's a very pigmented blush palette. So you need just the tiniest tap in to get lots of pigment. But before we get started into our grungy summer look, I did already just put on my foundation and my concealer and primer and everything. I just used my usual primer, which is the Juno Co. Moonshine Miracle Cream. And then I used the top gel from my Glossy Future Dew, which I've been using. I love that combo. My foundation I went into today, I just used my La Mer. It's my birthday. Okay, I haven't mentioned that, but today is my birthday. My birthday's on June 2nd, so I am filming this on my birthday. So I was like, it's my birthday, I'm going to use my nicest foundation and everything. So I have my La Mer, the Soft Fluid Longwear foundation. It does have SPF in it, but of course always wear SPF underneath these foundations. And I have this in the shade 110 Shell, but I used my La Mer foundation today. And I just used my normal e.l.f. Cosmetics Hydrating Camo Concealer because I'm so close, if you can see here, I'm so close to being done with this. So I'm like a project use this up because I do have another backup. This is my Holy Grail concealer, and I do have a backup of this concealer once this one's gone. But yep. And then I just set my face with my Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. And I set my under eyes because I actually used up the e.l.f. under eye setting powder. I have now moved on to my Pat McGrath Labs setting powder. This is the Skin and Fetish Sublime Perfecting Blurring Under Eye Powder. Mine is in the shade Light, which just looks like a white powder. Here's what it looks like. It looks just like a white powder. And yeah, I set my under eyes with that, and it does do a very nice job of setting your under eyes without making them look dry or anything like that. I really like that setting powder. But I thought maybe we could do the rest of the look on camera today. Bronzer, blush. I'm gonna do a little bit of contour. Watch out. So I'm gonna use my smaller brush here. And I'm going to go into the KVD Shade and Light Contour Palette. This is in the shade Light. It has Lucid and Sombre in there. It looks like this. And I'm going to go in and just contour my face with this. And then I'll bronze over top of it with a bronzer that's not like a super pigmented bronzer. Because this one is really pigmented. I'm using just my smaller rougher brush, the number 5, to just go contour. I'm just doing towards the back of my face, which is where you want your contour to be. Just more towards the back. And then I'm going to go in with a bronzer too. But I thought we would just, I'd do the, I would do foundation off camera because that's usually the more boring part of the makeup look. So I thought we could do the more exciting parts on camera today. The contour, So I'm just going around the very edges of my face with the contour palette. And then I'll go in and I'll bronze it up. So I'm going to be going out later to eat. My husband's going to take me out to eat later. I haven't decided where I want to eat at though. First I was like, Cheesecake Factory, because I love cheesecake, and Cheesecake Factory has my favorite cheesecake ever. And then it's just like, do I really want my dinner to be there too? I don't know. So I don't know yet. Then we discovered that there's this place that's that's supposed to be like the East Coast version of In-N-Out Burger, and I'm thinking I might decide to do that today instead of doing Cheesecake Factory. Maybe we can go to Cheesecake Factory and I can just get like a cheesecake there for my birthday. But oh, I didn't tell you, my bronzer today. So I'm going to go in and bronze now the rest of my face, and I'm going to use my Too Faced, this is the Hot Cocoa bronzer. And I do really love this bronzer. Here's what it looks like. So I do really love this bronzer for bronzing my face. It's not, especially if I'm going to contour too, because it's not too pigmented. It's definitely made more for fair skin tones, but it's also not like super pigmented, so it's not gonna really, you're not gonna have any issues over applying this bronzer. At least I don't. So you can really go, I love that you can really go ham on this bronzer and you can't mess it up. It's pretty much a foolproof bronzer. So I'm just going to go back into the Shade and Light palette. And I'm going to take the light shade here. I've been doing this a lot lately. And I just take a little bit of it on a little brush. And then I brush it underneath where I put my bronzer, my contour. Just to give it more of a sharper contoured look. This also works if you've like over applied your bronzer and you took it down too far and you didn't want it down that far. It works for like that purpose too. Now we're done with the bronzing and contouring. Let's go into the blush. I always do my blush before I do my highlight. I know some people do highlight and then blush, but I do my blush first. And we're going to go into this blush right here, which is Floor. I'm just taking the tiniest tap of it. See how much pigment picked up on just the tiniest tap of that. And then I brush them off. And then I start in the back of my face. And then I'll work my way forward when there's less on my brush. Taking some on my nose too. Because why not? I love to put a little bit of blush on my nose. So there is the blush. I've really been loving this blush palette. So far I've used the shade Floor. And I've used this shade right here too. And it is a really beautiful shade also. I've yet to use any of the glowy blushes. There are two in here it looks like that might have some slight sheen to them. I have yet to use those. But I have to use them sometime soon. Anyways, and the highlight I decided to choose today is from Ofra Cosmetics. Ofra just makes my favorite highlighters. No matter what, I just always love my Ofra ones. So this is the Nikki Tutorials collab of theirs, and it's glazed donut. So I'm going to go in and put this on my face. Now these, if you don't like a blinding highlight, I don't know if I would recommend, I don't think I would recommend a highlight from Ofra, because Ofra's highlights are very blinding. If you want to be seen from outer space, that's when you get an Ofra highlight. You're going to be seen from outer space. As you can see, it is a very blinding highlight. I love it though. I'm not gonna lie. I love a blinding highlight. I also love this Juvia's Place highlight is also great if you like a blinding highlight. This is the Tribe Highlighter Volume 3. Mine is like shattered, but it's like more of a golden champagne highlight that's very blinding that I absolutely love. I'm gonna prime my eyes real quick and then we'll get into the eye look. So let's go into our eye look. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna start out with the shade, with this yellow shade, and I'm probably not gonna pronounce, all of these are in Spanish, and I'm only gonna say the shade names if I know how to pronounce them, because even though my husband is a Latino, I still don't know how to pronounce a lot of Spanish words. So I'm gonna go first into this like grungy yellow shade and put that in my crease. I'm gonna use my Refer 15 to do that. So did y'all see anything from the, did y'all buy anything from the melt sale for their anniversary? You'll have to let me know if you've seen this palette, if you end up picking it up or not. I could not resist because I really loved this palette and thought it was so stunning during the holidays. But I didn't want to pay 70 something. I think it was like $75 or $78 for this palette during the holidays. As much as I loved it, I didn't love it enough to pay that price. I didn't love it enough to want to pay that price for it, so I never got it. And when I bought it on sale, I was like, okay, I have to come up with some excuse to use this palette on camera so I can show it to y'all. That way I'm not just enjoying it myself. Going into my smaller Refer brush, my number 14 now. And I'm gonna go into the shade Abuelita, which is this bright shade right here. Abuelita. I'm going to take that into my crease also, just a little bit more precise. That was a bright shade. Just going back into the yellow shade and taking it over top. Just the brush I used for the yellow shade, not really the yellow shade. Just taking it over top of the crease to blend. Taking my smaller Refer brush. This is the number 13. That's even smaller than the number 14. More precise. And I think with my outer corner, I'm going to go into the shade Abrazos, which is just a deeper version. It looks like a deeper version of what I put all over my lid. So, I guess we're going for like a grungy, orangey look today. This turned out to look more red on my eyes, which I'm not minding. I like red. Okay, my camera cut off on me, so as you can tell, because I'm zoomed in a little bit more. I did go ahead and just go under my eyes. And I did under my eyes, same thing I did in my crease, I did under my eyes. Now I'm going to go with my glitter glue. I kind of went for like a grungier sunset look on my eyes today. I'm going to take my glitter glue now. And we're going to go in with the shimmer. I'm sure you've already figured, but I'm going to go in with Mariposa as the shimmer today. So I did kind of stick with like the most summery shades in the palette. I was going for a grungy summer look, but I don't know if this is really grungy now that I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at it right here. Like, is this really grungy? I don't think so, but because I did use kind of like the brightest colors in the palette, but it's still not super bright and summery. I wish there was like another shimmer in the palette to kind of like bleed my look into, because I usually use a shimmer that connects between these two, but I don't really have one. There's this one, Mesquite, and then there's Tequila. Let me try just a little bit of Mesquite to see. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, so I went in with Mesquite on my outermost portion of my eye just to... That looks good. I'm gonna go over and do the same thing on my other eye, and then we'll do an inner corner highlight. And I'm gonna go back into a little bit of that shade of Brazos that I used on my outer corner, and just do a little bit more for extra blending. I think that looks good. I'm gonna zoom y'all out a little bit more. It's a little too zoomed in for me. That's a little bit better. I think I'm gonna try to put Tequila on my inner corner. It's like the lightest shade I see in this palette. So here is Tequila. I think I'm gonna try to stick that in my inner corner. We'll see. If it doesn't work out, I'll just put my highlight over top of it that I used on my face. Went in with my pinky because it's picking out better than... And you know, I thought I didn't think about... This whole time I was not thinking about, what lip am I gonna wear with this look? So I'm gonna go ahead and go camera now. I'm gonna do my mascara, and then I'll figure out what lip I want to use to match this look, and then we'll be back to put it all together. Okay, I'm back. I have my mascara on, and I did go in my waterline. I don't think you can tell, but because it's a little further away, I went to my waterline with the LA Girl Shockwave Neon eyeliner, and this is, it's in the shade Outrage, and it literally matched this look so perfectly. Here's what it is. That's the one I used in my waterline. Now it does say it's a neon lip liner, but I never used it on my lips. I just use it in my waterline, and it does a really good job. It just matches the look really good. Okay. The lip I decided to do is this from ColourPop. It was from the Hello Kitty collection. It's the doesn't say what it is, but I think this is like one of their glowing lips. The first time they came out with the glowing lip. This is in Tropic Cutie. And here is the shade. So I'm just gonna do my lips with that today. I wanted something more summery, and this fit the bill. I was looking for some, I have a lot of nudes, but I don't have a whole lot of like bright lipsticks. So this is one of the brighter ones I had. And I think it does fit the look pretty good. Fortunately, I don't think this is available anymore. But you know, you can always shop your stash for whatever brighter, more corally shade of lipstick that you have in your collection. This just happens to be the one that I have in my collection right now. And I think it matches the look pretty good. Okay. I'm going to try to get up close so you can see an up close of my look. But so, I really enjoyed this palette. It is my first time using the palette. I hadn't used the palette off camera yet. Even though I have used the blush palette, I love the blushes in this palette and the blush palette. They're very pigmented. So you definitely, especially with this pink shade, you definitely have to use a lighter hand, or you can look a little bit like a clown. But I love the blush palette from Melt. I love a blush palette in general. I really want to get, there's another blush palette I've been wanting to get that I haven't picked up yet. But maybe I'll pick that up for maybe I'll order it today for my birthday. It's from Laura Lee, Los Angeles. I've been wanting her blush aesthetic palette. That just looks so freaking stunning. So for this palette, hello, this is a stunning color story. I don't know what it is about this palette, but when I seen it over the holidays, freaking gorgeous. Something about it just took my breath away. I love the color story. I love the fact that there's butterflies all over it, because I do love butterflies. And all the shades performed so good on my eyes today. They blend out so easily for a pressed pigment palette. I would highly recommend it. I don't know if it's still on sale, but if it is still on sale, I will link it down below in my description box. So check out my description box. That way you can find the link for it. It's not an affiliated link or anything. It's just the link I'm going to put there just in case you want to pick up the palette while it's still on sale. Because if you don't have it, this is like a really good deal for it. And I genuinely think it's a palette that you can really use during the summertime too. These are great summertime colors here in the palette. So it's not just for fall and winter. You can use it for the summer too. As you can see, I got a summer look out of it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up down below. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. And next to the subscribe button is the bell. You can ring that to be notified of all my future uploads. And I hope you guys are having a great day, night, weekend, whenever it is you're watching this. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.